Greetings and welcome back. I'm the Angrynator, and today is an odd one, people. We are going to look at Sir Billi, also known as Sir Billi the Vet, also known as Bay Billi, also known as Guardian of the Highland. As you might have guessed, this was released rather closely to Black to the Moon, also known as Pop 2012.
Anyway, let's just call it Sir Sean Connery's Sir Billi, since both names takes up most of the advertising poster. It was made back in 2012, and I believe the story goes something like this. Hey, I know somebody who knows Sean Connery, let's ask if he wants to star in our Scottish-made movie.
That's right, not only is this movie entirely based on Sean Connery, it's also the very first full-length animated movie to be created entirely in Scotland.
And let me tell you this, if this is the standard Scotland can produce, then put them in a bag along with the other countries that shouldn't be allowed to animate movies. The movie, as mentioned before, was created in 2012. The same year as a lot of other, more questionable animated movies was created. But unlike the other movies with a lousy budget like Pop and Life's a Jungle, this one had a whopping $5 million budget.
And you might think, oh, that's nothing. But for movies made outside of Hollywood, that's actually quite the amount.
Well, as the movie begins, we see that it is created by Glasgow Animation, and they apparently likes this little Scottish fella.
Since he has nothing to do with the movie we're about to see.
After the Scottishman is gone, we have a rather cheap James Bond imitation introduction.
Whoa, wait a minute. Move back. What the hell is that? Either someone is taking around, which by that name is highly possible in more than one way, I might add, or someone's parents really didn't want their child. I'm sorry, but that name alone should have given this movie a PG-13 rating.
And right after that, we see that the movie is produced by Billi Productions.
Is it too late for them to make an entire franchise out of Billi? Hopefully so.
As well as funding, starring, and even the narrator Sir Sean Connery.
Because Sean Connery really liked the movie, I guess. A sad note, though, this is the last movie Sean Connery starred in before he retired. And that is one hell of a way to go out.
Finally, the movie starts in the Highlands, where we meet our villains, the Scotland Police Department.
Yeah, apparently this movie felt like the loss of critters and the rough police force towards these infesting beavers was a good concept. Also, am I the only one who finds it funny that it says illegal in front of an official government building?
So we see our two main villains, the cop and the truck driver. They are on a mission to get rid of the illegal beaver immigrants.
I've eaten the meat from their tail and their paws, and I must tell you, yes, mighty tasty.
While the police officer talks about beaver stew or something like that, you know, to further emphasize how much of an a-hole he is.
But the truck driver is hungry for candy and accidentally drives off the cliffs in the Highlands while attempting to retrieve this half-eaten candy bar.
Because nothing says thrilling adventure for thriller more than eating disgusting food off the floor of your already more than dirty truck. Am I missing something?
This makes it possible for our hero Chipmunk Jr. Oh right, it's a beaver, named Bessie.
Okay, I just have to say this. Bessie, we have to cook.
She's able to escape, and we then cut to the next day. Oh, actually it's 5 years later.
Because nothing says continuity more than a 5-year time skip.
We are then introduced to this quack of a duck who flies an aeroplane.
My name is Victoria.
Because reasons. Trust me when I say this might be the most normal thing in the entire movie, so do not question it.
We then have a short roundabout of the town of Billisville.
Seriously, I think they mentioned the name of the town twice. And I still can't remember it.
We follow the city with this weird paperboy delivery truck, and no, they don't explain it, nor do we ever see it again. Finally, we arrive at Billy's house, who is
78, 79.
I don't know, making a walking milkshake? I know he's supposed to be a vet, but what the hell is he fucking doing?
It's been a long time since I've been in a jacuzzi.
Okay, moving on, we then have about 5 minutes of Billy telling himself in the mirror that he still looks good.
You're still looking good, old boy. Still looking great.
And I don't know this goat who acts feminine, but apparently he's supposed to think he's a dog. We then cut to Dara Darachmore, this castle. Well, it says so in the obvious spy movie cliché there.
His daughter and his grandson Master Jake lives in this huge castle with a lot of money apparently, and yet Sir Billi, the hero of the movie, lives in a rundown shack with a gender-confused goat in Kill Bill's outfit. But I repeat, this is not the crazy part of the movie.
It seems that Jake is being sent to school, and of course Billi has to drive him, but not before the butler did it joke.
Right! That's it!
Jesus, dude! I know he's an annoying brat, but murder? Are you insane? Well, I would say yes, since he said yes to this movie.
On their way to school, we meet these ladies named Tony and Patty Turner, played respectively by Amy Sacco and Ruby Wax.
Now wait a minute. They almost look identical. I mean, a cartoony version of them, sure, but did these two ladies really want to be in this movie that badly that they demanded to be replicated in it? Seriously?
We then cut to a bunny race down the hills of the Highlands.
Because school never was interesting.
And here we see Bessie and her new family of rabbits, all wearing clothes and is in fact sentient beings.
Which begs the question. Why would the police officer eat a sentient being on par with our own? That's messed up.
Imagine Arthur and the Invisibles if Arthur kept talking about eating these small critters, or how about Star Wars if they had a recipe for Gungan stew?
Actually, that would be quite welcomed. Okay, bad example.
Well, anyway, the beaver is sent down the steep hill on a piece of metal strapped to a log. Apparently that happens.
This is about half the movie, people. The beaver screams a lot from a lot of things. My goodness, isn't she done yet? Who thought this was entertaining?
Well, in order not to be a sissy, her stepbrother tries the worst slide, I assume it is.
I'll have the respect. Then...
Dave!
And of course, something goes wrong, and the kid who sounds way too old, by the way. Probably the fault of Jamie Still with the combination of really bad directing.
Yeah, that's my guess. He sounds like an old man from Scotland. Can you imagine if every kid over there sounded like that?
He and his mother falls off a cliff and into the water, and of course, being rabbits, they really can't swim.
But wait a minute, they have an illegal beaver in their family. Surely she can do something. Apart from screaming, of course. Seriously, how can the movie Sir Billi have more screams in it than fucking Scream the movie?
Bitch!
One of the rabbits tries to find help some other place, but gets run over by the vet.
Hurry up! I need help!
The irony is off the scale.
But of course, the rabbit survives and takes way too long to explain the situation.
You everywhere, Sir Billi! And Gordon, we really need your help. We need your help. We're up with that Perny portrait.
Seriously, 3 of your own kind is about to drown in a strong current. Shouldn't you cut the explanation short?
Billy thinks it might be best if the town gathered.
We need all the help we can get, son.
Oh, Sir Billi, you're so clever. I'm sure that plan will work.
Big Huss going in the completely other direction to gather people for a rescue he could probably do himself with ease. It's a good idea. Otherwise, the movie would only have been 20 minutes long.
We now see the other villain of the movie, Sir Ridgemagic.
Oh, that's all very well, Sir William.
Yeah, I stopped caring about names after the mention of beaver stew made from sentient beavers.
He won't turn off the turbine since, loss of profit.
Turn them off? Are you insane? Do you have any idea how much money this dam has cost me?
Because I'm rich and I don't give a damn. Get it? Because I own a dam and you can't have it.
Okay, I would assist if it were indeed possible. But there's simply no way of shutting those turbines down. They're on automatic until dusk.
Oh, wait 1 minute. You can't turn off the turbines? Then, why didn't you say that to begin with? Do you just enjoy being a douche? Do you enjoy the feeling of people thinking you are a rich evil bastard? What the fuck?
We've got to have money.
Oh hey, I haven't seen you in a while. A bit slow in the delivery, dude. But that's okay, so was this movie.
The police officer conjures up a plan involving the other cop from back then who rightfully so have moved on.
Why don't you give it up? Come back to it, at least a desk job, and get on with your life.
Meanwhile the cop is doing that, the entire city pitches in to help these small critters. Even Launchpad McQuack's less an impressive cousin helps out.
Because, I don't know, a dog flying an aeroplane is going to help out in some way. They put her in the script, and by the Highlands. They're going to use her as much as possible.
Here I am again.
After some time searching, they manage to find the mother who washed ashore and apparently is bleeding awfully.
Hurt badly. Her ear is bleeding.
Even though the movie's PG, so they can't show it to you.
Now I have something here in my pocket that will numb the pain.
Okay, it looks like some sort of milk bottle. Are we ever going to figure out what it actually is? Oh, that's quite some time away.
They miss every chance of saving the rabbit and beaver, including one with a captain that can't swim joke.
Quick, back to the car!
Because that was never funny, so it fits right in.
And we are now at the dam where they again scold this rich guy since he loves it apparently.
Listen, Sonny Jim. Was it too difficult to put a safety net on the overflow over there?
I still don't get it. He can't shut off the turbines. They are automated. And yet, they blame him for everything.
Well, the beaver tries her best to scream and rescue her douche of a stepbrother, but even though she constantly yells, "Save me, I'm over here."
Reach for me, Bessie!
I'm here, Billy.
You know it's annoying when the rescue scene is this obnoxious.
She sadly falls into the dam and therefore the turbine.
Oh, what a shame. Well, nothing we can do about that.
I've got an idea, Billy.
What? Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. On to the next movie.
Oh, yes! You've done it. You've really done it.
Okay, I must admit I don't know too much about bridge and dam engineering, but isn't the turbine, like, fatal to fall into? Otherwise, why all the stress? Why not just wait till they get to the other side and fish them out?
Thank the Lord that Patty is on the QM3.
Well, what do you know? They actually fished them out. You see, that's what you should have done to begin with.
Gordy, I just don't know how you managed. No, look, he's floating away.
No, the movie's done. There is nothing more you can do. Please, stop already.
Okay, Gordy, I've only got one shot at this, so hold on in there.
To do what? Fish him out? Why? Why do you only have one shot at this? He seems quite capable of swimming. Is it just to make false suspense? What the hell?
But as they get him into the boat, again we get this scene.
And this is the strangest part in the movie. A fucking secret Russian submarine stationed in the loch in the damn Scotland pops up to say hi. I don't know what to say. What the hell can you say? This is the dumbest, the most ridiculous, the strangest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. And I have seen the Adult Swim Ren and Stimpy.
Well, Gordon the goat, played by Alan, you know, tells the dog in such a low voice it would be impossible for her to hear it. To lower the rope, but with a fucking submarine in the middle of a loch in Scotland? Why are you questioning this? All goes well until the goat falls and apparently breaks his neck.
Oh, what a shame. Ending on such a low key. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. Let's move on. There's sadly enough more.
We have a strange and surreal montage of memories about Billy and this goat. And instead of being unoriginal, showing us all the heartfelt moments in this movie,
they are going to be unoriginal by ripping off other movies' greatest moments.
We have the rocky stair scene, the singing in the rain scene, and a bunch of other ones.
Because, I don't know, they had as little to do with each other as water and oil.
We then have about 2 minutes of Billy saying he's going to wake up if only he had some of that special water. What, is it alcohol?
If I only could get some of my Pearly Falls water, we might have a chance.
Yeah, a real shame you saved that fat pajama-wearing rabbit, huh, doof?
But wouldn't you know it, the dog is apparently a good baseball player, having a baseball mitt with her at all times.
Now, I might not have mentioned this before, but the duck talks to the audience, giving you a clear indication of the target audience, despite the PG mild vulgar language rating. But the duck actually said this in the beginning.
Buckle up now. Autopilot is not installed in this particular aircraft.
And yet, she is seen in an airplane that clearly has autopilot. How the, Russian secret submarine stationed in a loch in Scotland? Don't question anything else.
Well, the kid Jake catches the bottle and the New York sister says, yeah.
Yes!
In a strangely arousing way. Like, that's what turns her on. Boys catching bottles. Submarine, don't question anything else.
The goat gets the medicine, wakes up, everybody's happy. Oh, and the Russian who was told to hold the beaver hands it over to the police officer.
Now, pass the beaver to me. That's right, pass it to me.
Oh, he's a beaver catcher! He's not...
Because how else could we get a skateboarding grandpa chase scene? Ladies and gentlemen, what we are about to see now is one of the movie's major selling points.
The chase scene involves James Bond's less than impressive car with an AI computer. Who would have thought?
I know Sean Connery was proud of his James Bond role, but really? Seriously, come on. This was really not the movie to put that stuff in.
Well, after some chasing ending in the officer getting away, we are finally introduced to the skateboard scene, which I must admit,
is it possible for a movie to jump the shark before it became a franchise? Because if it is, this movie would have done it with the submarine, but this is a close run-up.
Anyway, Billy catches up to the crook and suddenly it's nighttime.
Submarine in a fucking lock, people!
Billy pulls over next to another police officer and looks like he's about to physically assault the beaver snatcher in front of his colleague.
This could easily have happened in the 60s movies because they didn't grasp the concept of police assault. Trust me when I say I have seen enough 60s movies to know that the hero are allowed to assault criminals in front of the fucking police.
Stop right there, Sir Billy!
Yes, stop right there, Sir Billy.
And Billy gets arrested for apprehension of the law.
No, you might have guessed it already. The officer thinks he's safe, only to be committed of, I don't know.
Making it possible for a submarine to dock in all secrecy in the middle of a lock. Yeah, I'm still on that.
The two Turner sisters talk about Billy and we are now at the town gathering where Billy gets the girl.
Oh, I'm so glad he's found a wee bit of happiness now.
Yeah, with a broad that's young enough to be his great-grandchild. That's not a happy ending. That's fucking daddy issues.
We then end with the way we started. I love James Bond's nonsense with the 3 attractive women.
Term used very lightly.
Dancing like one of the very cheap Bond openings.
And that is the end of the movie, finally. Seriously. If I have to say one thing they needed to do differently, cut 100 minutes.
As I said, the movie is about 2 hours long and cutting 1 hour and 40 minutes would probably have made it an okay Rescue Ranger short film. Well, designed for television, of course. To my knowledge, that was the original idea until someone said they could get Sean Connery to star and fund it, and boom, $5 million worth of pure shit. The story is all over the place. Is it a James Bond spoof? Is it a Rescue Ranger? Is it a bad cop flick? What the hell is it? The animation and art is atrocious. It sort of feels like an early 2000 CG movie. Sort of like Food Fight, actually. You know, a better question is, why is this a reskin of Food Fight? Sure, the budget was smaller, but still 5 million for this shit? The Russians, the skateboarding, the entire fucking movie, nothing makes sense. Why did Master Jake have secret hatches that never got explained nor used? Why is the hot chick attracted to her granddad? Billy isn't her granddad, but you know what I mean. It's just one big fucking mess. The sounds, the delivery, the fact that everybody sounds Scottish except for the fucking Guardian of the Highland is fucking dumb. And also, why is the girl Kill Bill dressed and yet nothing of that is explained? They barely clarify whether it's species issue or if it is gender issues. The movie just has way too many characters, and to be honest, too many great names behind this, especially, Alan, what's his name?
The movie's just shit. Nothing else to say. I'm the Angrynator terminating bad movies for your entertainment.